Hello everyone, welcome to Apps to Fusion webinar. So we'll just start now. We were expecting other participants as well, but it will be late if we delay anymore. So we are not going to delay it now, and we are just going to start. Just few instructions before starting. Every participant is on mute. So we will complete first, the agenda for today is the overview of Fusion applications, and then we'll see the key terminologies or what are the benefits of Fusion. So we'll be seeing and we'll be navigating to few screens also in the system. Then after I complete my overview of Fusion applications, then we'll have 5 to 10 minutes of question answer session. Then you can, if anyone has any questions, you can click on the Q&A option on the toolbar that you have. So once you click on that Q&A option, I'll get a notification and then I can address your questions. So it will not be very long because of the time constraint that we have. Just want to confirm everyone can see my screen and can hear my voice properly. You can ping in the chat box. There is a chat option, so everyone can ping yes over there. Hi Santosh, I can see yes. Farooq can hear. Ravindra Poli, Srinivas. Yeah, so I guess most of the people can hear me properly and can see my screen, right? So we'll start with the basics. Thank you everyone for confirming. So what I have over here in this slide is Oracle, over a period of time, they acquired many companies. These are some of the examples that I've given. These are not only these companies, but there are a huge list like PeopleSoft, JD Edwards, Siebel, Hyperion Corporation, NetSuite. So these are different ERPs that are available in market for different solutions, which are best in class for different solution. Like PeopleSoft, you can say for HCM. For Siebel is best in class for customer relationship management, or was best in class for customer relationship management. Hyperion Corporation, Hyperion was extensively used for reporting and budgeting purposes. So what Oracle did, over a period of time, it kept on acquiring all these ERPs, and they merged all the best features of these products and named it as Fusion applications. So Oracle had its own ERP as eBusiness Suite. I believe some of you people have worked on EBS or PeopleSoft or Siebel. So we will be having public from different ERPs. So Oracle acquired all these ERPs and they merged the best features of all these ERPs into one and named it as Fusion. So EBS was Oracle's own ERP, and then they created as Fusion applications. So currently release 11 is there in market. They started with release 1. Now release 11 is there in market for Fusion. Release 12 is going to come out in April, that is next month. Oracle is upgrading it. The documentation, material, everything is out for that, and every 6 months Oracle releases like one release. So next release 13 for Fusion, we can expect to come out in maybe in September or October this year. So we can expect that. So what is Fusion applications and what does it has? So we can, in Fusion applications, we have lot of embedded analytics, or what are the best features of this? We can say Fusion has lot of dashboards, embedded analytics, which gives it a outside edge from other ERPs. Like in EBS, we did not have all these dashboards kind of things. That was the earlier ERP for Oracle. So we have different dashboards, like for each subject area. If we have a payable subject area, if we have general ledger, for financials, for HCM, for procurement, we have a lot of dashboards, embedded analytics inbuilt within Fusion applications. So we can go through these dashboards. We can see a lot of information, any invoices, anything, any journals that requires your attention, anything that is pending for approval. So a lot of all those things can be seen within those analytics and dashboards. And then you have something called as Fusion middleware. So Oracle is a very huge application, And it has certain middleware components like Oracle Identity Manager, Oracle Access Manager, Business Intelligence, and then you have application development framework, which is used to develop web pages in Fusion application, which is used for development. Like we had Oracle application frameworks in EBS. So similar to that, we have application development framework in Fusion. So ADF technology is used to develop the custom pages in Fusion applications. Like you have SOA integration, BPL, and enterprise scheduler. So you have different middleware products which are integrated with Fusion. You also have Hyperion Essbase database that is integrated with Fusion. So I'm going to talk about Essbase a little more in my other slide. So you have all these middleware component that helps you to do integration with Fusion, to do development in Fusion like Java and all. So these are all the middleware components or middleware tools that are available with Fusion applications. Now, what we'll do is we'll go to the system and we'll see some of the dashboards now. So first, what I'll do is I'll navigate to the general ledger work area. So on the left hand side, the three bars that I clicked on is called as a navigator, and you can see all these work areas over here you want to navigate to, and all these work areas, how they are coming over here, everything in Fusion applications is controlled to role-based access. So whatever roles you assign to this particular user which I am logged into, all those work areas will be visible over here. So right now what I'm going to do is I have to click on this general accounting dashboard to go over here. This is my general ledger dashboard. So over here we can see our dashboard. First thing over here that is being displayed is account monitor, and then we have this intercompany transactions. What do all these dashboards, what kind of data does it displays is, so let's say first one is account monitor. If you want to monitor critical accounts in your organization, so you can or you can configure this account monitor where you can see critical accounts, like for certain expenses. If they go up and you want to monitor, like if those expenses go up, I want to be notified. And you can also see the change percentage. Let me change this over here. I can select different account groups. You can create different account groups over here. You can select the periods for you want to see. You can do the analysis for actual versus budgeted data. So you can see all those things, and all this is configurable. So you can create different account groups on these dashboards, and then you can see the data for all those things. So let me select a proper period over here. So over here I've selected January 16 period, and you can see the data is displaying what is the actual data, what is the change percentage of this particular total sales. The company is US1, legal entity is LE1, and this is my business unit. So basically these are the organizations that you have where your business is happening. What is the cost center? You can see the cost center, and then we can see what is the actual amount, what is the budgeted amount, and what is the change percentage. So all the positive changes will be represented in green arrow, and the negative changes will be represented in red arrow. Like you can see the budget for this particular account, total sales is 3924, and then actual is 4063. So likewise the data is displayed. So this is like account monitor, and this you can configure. Then you have other dashboards like intercompany transactions over here. You can see all the intercompany transactions which requires your attention, which are rejected, which are still incomplete. So all the data which requires your approval, which are pending approval from others, if there are any import errors. So you do not need to run separate reports. In EBS and other systems, we had to run a lot of reports. So over here, we do not have to run the reports. All this data we can get over in the dashboards itself. So whatever requires your approval, which requires your attention, if you have any import errors, you can see over here. We have journals which require your attention. So these are some of the journals which are in error state. So we can see the issue over here, and we can even drill down from here. It's just not the data that is being displayed over here. Even if you want to go and drill down to this particular journal, we can drill down from these dashboards. So that's how embedded analytics work. And then you can see the journal, what is the error, if you want to change the accounting code combination, if you want to see or change any information, you can do over here. And then all this in account monitor itself also, you can drill down. So this took me to the journals work area. I'm going back to the general accounting dashboard. So over here we can see what journals require approval. So we can see these are the journals which requires the approval, and you can go and approve that. You can reject that particular journal. We can see what are incomplete journals. So we can mark them as complete. We can see what are the import errors. So these the dashboards display all the import errors, like if you are importing the journals. We have different sources to import the journals. I'll talk about that also. And then we have this close status. So this is a very good thing that you have in Fusion. You can see the close status of each of your modules within your general ledger dashboard itself. As you people must be aware that all the data from all your subledgers goes to your general ledger module. So you can see all the period statuses for all the subledgers and general ledger at one single place. So you can select how you want to view by ledger or a ledger set. So ledger set is nothing but a group of ledgers. So you can create group of ledgers, and then you can group multiple ledgers and create a ledger set, and you can view the data ledger set wise if you want to view the data for multiple ledgers together or simultaneously. And then we will be selecting our ledger and then the accounting period. So for each accounting period, these period statuses will be changing. Like you can see for March 17, general ledger is open, receivables, costing, project, everything is open. Asset is never opened. So we can see the period statuses for each module. Then on the bottom we have process monitor. So we can see the process monitor over here. We can see what processes are running, all the things we can see over here. What processes are in error. If you want to view the output, you can select if you want to view all the processes. So you can see all these processes over here. You can view the output. All these things we can do within the dashboard itself. Then I will go to the procurement dashboard. So this was my general ledger dashboard. Similar to that, you have dashboards for your payables, for your receivables, that are the modules within financials. So we'll talk about that a little bit. It takes few seconds to open this dashboard. So there are multiple dashboards available in procurement, like for your invoicing, for your procurement, for requisitioning, for agreements. So all these dashboards are available. You can see multiple charts and graphs, or by table. You can see different data over here, like invoices currently on hold, and all these things we can see. Let's say I want to view the data by table, or we can see invoices currently on hold. So we can see what is the hold name, like it is a distribution variance, if it is a price variance, if it is a line variance, what is the actual reason for hold of invoices, what is the breakdown type, and all this information we can see within the dashboards itself. So what is the calendar month code, what are the invoices. So all these things can be seen within the dashboards. So you can go to the procurement dashboard. So we can see what is the spend by category. So we have certain categories within procurement, like we can have different categories for furniture, for office supplies, for legal services. So what are these categories that are listed? And you can see what is the total spend by each category. What is the total procurement you have done for each category? And even you can click on these amounts and you can drill down and you can see spend by supplier, purchase order, detailed report. If you want to run these reports, you can run these reports from here itself, from these dashboards. So all these dashboards are available. Then we will discuss about Oracle Fusion strategy. So in order to implement a ERP, we do not need only the software. We need a lot of things. Like we need the storage, we need some servers, we need a virtual machine on top of it, we need an operating system like Linux and all. Then we need a database wherein when the users enter the data in the front end, so it will actually go and store somewhere. So you need a database. Then we need middleware, like we talked about the middleware products and middleware components that we had. And then on top of it, we will install the application. So what Oracle Fusion is offering is, Oracle is providing the complete choice and complete solution to its customers. They are giving software as a service. So Oracle Fusion is mostly, it is cloud-based application, though it is available on-premise also for few releases. The release 12 that is coming out in April, that is available on-premise, and before that release 9 was on-premise. So the release 10 and release 11 for Fusion that came, that was only available on cloud, that was not available on-premise. So release 12 that is coming out is available on-premise, and Oracle is offering the complete choice. That means you do not have to maintain all these things. In order to implement an ERP, we have to implement all these things. So you need a lot of workforce for this. You need system administrators, you need database administrators, you need all the technical people to implement these storage servers. You need to procure the storage, you need to procure the high-end servers, because Fusion requires a lot of space, and high requirement of RAM is there for installing Fusion. So you need high-end servers for this application to work. So all of this is provided by Oracle. You can just go for cloud offering without worrying about all these things. So Oracle will give you a URL. You just paste that URL in your web browser and you can access the application. So you do not need to care about all these things. So it provides a complete choice and complete solution to its customers. Then we have different modules available within Fusion applications. So you have Fusion Financials Management, Fusion HCM, Fusion Supply Chain Management, and Project Portfolio Management, Fusion Procurement, CRM. So all these are different work areas available. Like Fusion Financial offers general ledger modules. Basically, this is used for your reporting purposes. So all the data from subledgers comes to GL, and then you have certain manual journals that you put into GL, and then finally we do the reporting from GL. Then we have account payables that helps you manage your supplier invoices, whatever purchases you have done from your suppliers. So supplier will be sending you invoices. You'll be entering those invoices in the system. So all those things will be maintained in account payables. You have asset management to maintain your assets, your fixed assets. So whatever fixed assets that you have in your organizations. Then we have payments and collections. So that is used for collections, or like you must be aware about advanced collections. So that module is available. We have account receivables to maintain or manage your customer data, customer invoices. So whatever invoices you are sending to customers, whatever receipts you are receiving or money you are receiving from customers, all those things will be managed in receivables. And then we will be having cash management, and expenses is a separate module. So cash management is basically used for your reconciliations and all those purposes. For bank reconciliation, bank statement reconciliation, we do in cash management. So all these modules, and there are some other common modules available within financials, like you will be having subledger accounting, you'll be having Fusion tax. So all those things, if you go for Fusion financials management, subledger accounting, Fusion tax, all this will come in the same licensing cost. And then for Fusion HCM, you can go separately, Fusion supply chain management, Fusion procurement. So within Fusion procurement, we have different offerings. We can say like purchasing we have. So all your purchase order management happens in purchasing. You have self-service procurement. So self-service procurement is nothing, if you want to compare it with earlier ERP or EBS, if you are from EBS background. So it's like procurement, you can say. You can have sourcing. If for example you want to do negotiations with your supplier. So if you want to enter into auctions, let's say, or negotiations with the supplier, and you want to analyze the supplier, or you want to do the quotations, all those things can be maintained in sourcing module. So let's say if we have 5 suppliers offering you particular product and service, and then you can enter into negotiations with the supplier who is offering the best price. So they can enter into bidding process, and each supplier can bid the price, what is the best price they are offering, and then according to those bidding process we can choose the best supplier from those process. So we can enter, and then suppliers, it also builds a competitive behaviors within the suppliers, because suppliers can see what price has been offered by others, though they cannot see the name of other supplier, but they can see that someone is offering this particular product for this much amount. So if they can reduce the amount that they are offering. So you can set up the dates, like this is the last bidding date, and till this particular date you can bid, and whosoever suppliers bids the lowest amount, you can award that particular supplier. And then after that you can create the purchase orders for those suppliers. Then you can have procurement contracts. So procurement contracts you can implement, like if you have some agreements with your suppliers and you want to send those agreements to the suppliers, we can implement procurement contracts. We have supplier portal. So supplier portal, it is nothing but like iSupplier in EBS if you want to compare. So wherein supplier, we will see a demo of supplier portal as well now. So in supplier portal, suppliers can see what purchase orders are pending with them, or what are open purchase order, what invoices they have, and what negotiations are still open for which they can bid, supplier messages or news. They can chat within the supplier portal with the organization. So all those things can be done within supplier portal. And then you have supplier qualifications. So to manage or maintain the supplier data, we have supplier qualifications. If you want to qualify the suppliers, let's say for example, if you have some suppliers which are not ISO certified, or which are suppliers which are ISO certified, so you'll grade them 2 points or 5 points. So according to these different questionnaires, you can mark those points, and you can grade the suppliers, rate the suppliers on different criteria, and then qualify the supplier whether the supplier is okay to do business with or not. So recently, Oracle had changed this offering. So earlier, all these were available within these pillars. So now all these are, like, for example, we have Enterprise Resource Planning pillar. So in this pillar, we have financials, we have revenue management, we have Accounting Hub reporting. So we have Fusion Accounting Hub reporting, wherein we could do some reporting. We have financial management, project management, procurement. So all this comes under ERP pillar now. So some of these pillars have been revamped by Oracle, like supply chain management. You have inventory management, logistics, manufacturing, order management. So there are a lot of supply chain management modules that have been released in release 11 and release 12. So these SCM modules were not available before this. So now Oracle has come up with a lot of supply chain management modules like order management and inventory management, and they are going to release more in release 12 and release 13, like your manufacturing and other modules. So like now there are some limited functionalities, or limited functionalities were there in release 10. After that, in release 11 and 12, after every release they release new functionalities for each of the modules. And then you have very good feature in Fusion, which is social networking. So you can do social networking within the Fusion applications. So everyone must have visited like Facebook, LinkedIn, and all those social media websites. So in these websites, you can do chat with people, you can follow people, you can enter into, like, we can chat and we can collaborate with each other. So within Fusion applications, within each work area, we can enter into this collaboration with the team, and we can chat with people within the system itself. So you do not have to use a separate chat tool for this. So you can create groups, you can follow people, and let's say for a particular invoice that is pending or something, if you want to know from the invoice clerk that why this invoice is pending, you can chat within the application in context of that particular invoice. So all these things you can do within the application. I just want to check once again, can everyone hear my voice properly, right? Just to be sure. You can ping in the chat box till I'm opening the instance. Thanks, Seema. Thanks, Ajay. Thanks, Milind. Thank you, everyone. So over here, we can see I've logged in through a particular user, VP Finance, and we can see the conversations initiated by this for different work areas. So I'm opening a particular conversation. So here we can see different conversations, like for purchase or purchasing documents. This VP Finance has asked some questions to Calvin Roth user. So you can see different conversations for different purchase orders for different work areas. You can see over here, and you can add more contacts to the conversations. You can create groups, you can create your wall, you can mark favorites, you can have different conversations with different peoples. Like if you are doing period closing, so you can create a group for period closing, and you can post in all the errors that you have for period closing. A lot of things you can do, like within payables, invoicing, you can do chats over there, and you can add more people to the group. Right now I don't have many people. Yeah. So over here within payables invoicing, for this particular invoice, you can chat with the clerk or something. So you can do all these things within the application itself. So you have this social available, social media, or you can say social collaboration available within the system, within Fusion applications. Then we have the different implementation options that Oracle provides. So we have like on-premise options and cloud option, or we can say also say as SaaS option. SaaS, it can stand for software as a service. So as I told, you have different releases that can be implemented on premise. If you want to implement on premise, then you have to maintain all the data by yourself. As I told, to implement an application, you need storage, you need hardware, high-end hardwares, you need operating systems, you need middlewares, you need a lot of things. So all those things have to be maintained by the company itself, whichever is implementing, if you're going for on-premise option. And then you can go for this cloud option. So in cloud option also you get three types of options, like software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. So you can go for these options according to your needs. In SaaS offering, what the drawback is you cannot do any customizations in SaaS offering. You will not even get the database access for it. So over there you cannot do any customizations if you want to do. If you want to do any customizations, you have to go for platform as a service, wherein you will be having access to different middleware tools. Oracle will give you the database access and middleware tools like ADF if you want to develop separate web pages or some custom pages you have to build. So you can use ADF and you can go for PaaS offering. But in software as a service offering, you do not get option to customize the application. You can do some kind of form personalizations that is available, like if you want to make the field mandatory, all those things, personalizations can be done, but customizations cannot be done. So for customizations, if you need database access and all those things, you have to go for platform as a service or infrastructure as a service. So in infrastructure as a service, Oracle gives you a blank servers, and then you can do integrations from third party. You can build a lot of customizations and integrations if you have those kind of requirements, if it's a very big business and all that. So these are the different options that you have. And then in on-premise, like if for example a new release comes, you want to upgrade the application, the upgradation process has to be done by the organization itself who has implemented. So you need a DBA team to maintain the application. If any patches comes, so you need to do the patching yourself. So you need to do upgrading, you need to do the maintenance, you need to patch the application. All those things you have to do yourself. And then in software as a service, if you go for cloud offering, everything, all the maintenance work is also maintained by Oracle. So like you will be getting different environments. You get production environment, test environment. So all those options you get, and everything is maintained by Oracle. And the patching, upgradation, everything is done by Oracle itself. And one more thing, both of these applications, they are based on the single code line. So there is no difference between these applications. Like if an end user, they are accessing this application from the web browser, they'll not even come to know whether it is a on-premise or it is a cloud offering, because both of them, it is based on the single code line. So only difference is the application is hosted by Oracle in SaaS offering, and in on-premise you implement it on your servers. So you procure your hardware and you implement it like that. So that is the difference between on-premise and SaaS. It is better to go for SaaS offering because the maintenance cost, everything is maintained by Oracle, and you need very high-end servers also, because if the server and hardware is of low compatibility, then your system might get performance issues. So it's better to go for SaaS offering, and Oracle is also pushing people for SaaS. So they are not not asking people to go for on-premise, and they're giving heavy discounts if people are going for cloud offering. And then we have financials cloud deployment. So you have once you purchase the licenses, so you have these options. You get a production environment and a non-production or a stage or test environment. So you get both of these options. So once you buy the licenses, let's say for you do not have to buy the licenses for each of the pillars or modules that we talked about, because each of these pillars have different licensing. Within procurement also, like within procurement, you will be having a separate licensing for self-service procurement, for supplier portal, and maybe if you are taking expenses module, so Oracle doesn't charge on module basis. They'll charge on per expense line, per 10,000 expense line, they'll charge this many dollars. So it depends what is the licensing model by Oracle for each module. But if you buy any of the modules or any licenses, you get a production environment and a test environment. So production environment is basically which you use for your production activities, where your actual live data or live transactions are entered, and you have a monthly scheduled maintenance for your production environment. That means whatever the patches comes or whatever system bugs are there, so Oracle keeps on patching that particular environment, and you do not have a very options to opt out of those patches. So Oracle, if they are applying the patches, if you are applying the patches in your test environment, you have to apply them in the production environment as well. So you have to apply all these patches which are applicable for you. Like if you have bought financials and there are certain patches for financials, so then you have to apply those patches. So all those monthly scheduled maintenance is there. Like first Friday of the month, you will be the patching will happen on the test environment, and third Friday of the month, the patching will happen on the production environment. So all those things will be happening. And if you want to request for new test environment, if let's say you want 2 test environments, that also can be given, but that is a separately cost. So you have to pay extra for that. And then you can select the choice that you want. So Oracle offers you the complete choice, but you can decide what you want, when you want, and how you want it. So you can upgrade on your schedule. It's not Oracle upgrades automatically. So you have a good 6 weeks time, and Oracle asks you what is the best schedule for you to upgrade the application. Let's say if there are any holidays, and in those holidays your organization is not working and you want to upgrade the schedule on those particular days. So you can give the days when you want to upgrade, and if those dates are available with Oracle, then you can upgrade on your own schedule. And then you can choose the solution that is best for you. So you can choose amongst the solutions, like you can go whether on-premise option, SaaS offering. You can go for any of these offerings. You can select the deployment that writes for you. So all those things you can do in the Fusion application. So this was a brief overview about Fusion. If anyone wants to ask any question, we'll take quickly 1 or 2 questions, and then we will move to the next slides because of the time constraint that we have. You can click on the QAN button. You have a QA button on your tab. You can click on that. Okay. Okay, so I'll proceed. I don't think people have so many questions. Then we will discuss something about Fusion terminologies, key features and benefits. So what are the new terminologies? What are the benefits that are available? What are the key features? So these are some of the key features that are there. You have innovative, embedded, multi-dimensional reporting platform. If within Fusion applications, you have multi-dimensional reporting platform. So as I told, Oracle acquired Hyperion, and Hyperion was very good in reporting. So it had different reporting tools that were available. So if you buy Oracle, you get a integrated S-based database with it. So like with your transactional database, your data also gets stored in your Hyperion database. And this Hyperion database is known as S-base. You call it that S-base or S-base cube. So you can do live financial reporting from this database, and you have it is a multi-dimensional database. So data is stored in pre-aggregated format. Like if you have multiple chart of account segments, and then you will be having certain other segments, or you can say different point of views, like scenario, whether it is an actual or budgeted amount, for which period you are running that. So you can select from you can select the dimensions according to which you want to run those reports, and you can run it. So like for example, you have a smart view tool, you have financial reporting studio, just we saw account monitor, account inspector. All these tools work on this multi-dimensional reporting platform. So this data gets stored in your SBase as well. So earlier in EBS, if we had to do the reporting from Hyperion, what we had to do is we had to schedule a concurrent program, we had to build the interface, and we had to push the data to Hyperion database at the end of the day, and every night a concurrent program will run and the data will be pushed over there. So over here, that live reporting happens. So you can run the reports once you post your journals, or you do accounting for your journals. Once you post the data, it gets posted both in your Hyperion database as well as transactional database. So we can see all those things. And then you have role-based dashboards that push issues to work users. So we had seen the dashboards now. So you have role-based dashboards. So every dashboards and all those things, it's controlled by roles. Like if you do not assign the roles for GL, you won't be able to see those dashboards. If you do not assign the roles for payables, you won't be able to see the dashboards. So those dashboards explains you if there are any issues, if there are any errors, or all those things we can see within those dashboards. Except for that, apart from that, we also have a watch list option. So on the top, we can see a flag option where we can see the watch list. So if any of the errors is there in any of the module, so if you are just logged into the application and you do not navigate to the dashboards, then also you want to see like what errors are there, or what things have happened, like in expenses module, if there are any rejected expense reports, reports pending image receipt submission, or if there are any invoices on holds. All these things can be seen within the watch list itself. So for each of the module, and this watch list is configurable. If you do not want to see any of the things, any of the areas, you can remove it from here, or you can keep it over here. Like for orders or orchestration process, if you do not want to see, you can leave that. Then we have embedded transactional intelligence that guide user decisions. So we had seen this transactional intelligence within these dashboards. You have a lot of pie charts, you have graphs, and you can even drill down from those graphs. The best point is you can even drill down from there. So you can see what actual transactional data has error if something is being displayed in those graphs and charts. Then we also have a invoice imaging integration for supplier invoices. So for supplier invoices, we have a integration imaging application. What this application is, let's say, and this comes with Fusion. It's a separately licensed product, but it is fully integrated and supported by Oracle. So you can go for this invoice imaging options. If it is, for example, if it is a very big organization and they do a lot of invoice processing, let's say they process thousands of supplier invoices in a particular day, it takes a lot of time to enter those invoices in the system. Now you can use this invoice integration, imaging integration software, wherein you can send the invoice, the PDF or whatever is the scanned invoice, you can scan and send the invoice to a specific email that you configure in the system, and system automatically recognize the data in that particular invoice. Now what data it will recognize? All your fields like your supplier name, date, amount, invoice number, payment terms, all those information is automatically recognized by the system, and it pre-populates the invoice for you. So you can just go and you can, from the queue, you can see what invoices have come in. You can validate those invoices. If there is any missing data, it can happen that some data is missed out. So you just put the missing data instead of entering the full invoice, and then process the invoice. You validate the invoice, do accounting and all those things for it. So you can use this invoice imaging integration. And this is like fully supported by Oracle, and it is available within Fusion itself. So you do not have to implement a separate tool or something like that. And then we have extensive spreadsheet integration across finance functions. So across finance functions and across different modules as well, like for your procurement and for other modules as well, you have different spreadsheet integrations. Like you have something called as ADFDI, uh, and then you have something called as FVDI, file-based data import, and we have something called as rapid implementation. So we are going to see all these three things. You can integrate your application, you can upload the transactional data, you can upload the master data like your customers, suppliers, journals, invoices, requisitions, purchase orders. Everything can be uploaded in the system with these spreadsheets. So you do not need technical knowledge or technical people to upload all this data. If you want to upload your chart of account values and all your chart of account segments, even you can enter the setup data. So you can enter the setup data and you can upload the setup data as well. So let me once go to the system. Now I am going to this journals work area, and I'm going to show you an example of ADFDI. If you people have worked in EBS, R12 version of Oracle ERP, then you must be aware about web ADIs. So if you want to upload some journals or some invoices, you can do through web ADI. So similar to that, Oracle has given this ADFDI option. So you can download the spreadsheet from application itself and you can upload some journals. So first time when you log in over here, Oracle asks you for login details. So you have to enter the user login and all. So I'm entering my username and password. So the first time when you download this spreadsheet, it asks you for login until and unless if you have implemented single sign-on for it. So you need to, before downloading this spreadsheet, you need a ADFDI, that is data integration tool, that you have to download, and that is also available within the application itself. So you have to, in order this worksheet to work, you have to download that tool, and then you have to do some Excel options, like you have to enable the macros and all those things. Only then these fields will be available. So you can create the journals over here and upload it from here. You can see a submit option and you can submit the journals from here. Let's say this is a test JV, and then you can give the description for it. You can give the ledger for it, what in which ledger you are posting, what is the accounting date you are using, what type or what source this is. Let's say this is a spreadsheet source, the manual, it is for manual category. And then we can give the lines information. On top we can give the header information, like what is the journal type, category, ledger, accounting period, everything. And then we can give the our chart of account segments or code combinations that you have for your business. So over here we can also double click on these columns to search for our combinations. And this spreadsheet that I have downloaded, it is available in a lot of places. Like if you want to upload the currency conversion rates, if you want to upload the payables invoices, so this is available within different places. Let's select any account over here or any combination, and let me enter another line. So the agenda over here is to just to enter a journal. So I'm not worried about accounting the codes that we have selected. Then you can select the currency over here, which currency you want to post to. If you select a foreign currency, you should have your exchange rates defined in the system, otherwise your journal upload will fail. So let me enter any amount over here. You can enter the amount, the debit amount and the credit amount. So let's say first line is the debit and second line is credit, so you can enter your debit and credit amounts, and then you can simply enter these data. The fields which are star marked, that are mandatory, and other fields are not mandatory, so I'm not entering any of the additional data, and you can just click on this submit button and you can submit the data from here. So let's say submit to interface, submit journal import and posting as well. And then whether you want to import the descriptive flex field, so we'll not discuss about that. I'm submitting the data. Then you get a confirmation that the data is submitted. And then you will get an option over here. You can see the row inserted successfully. So if you get any errors, then you will be seeing the errors over here, that this line has been errored out. But if it is successfully submitted, you can see the row was inserted successfully. So you'll get options over here, and you can post multiple journals if you want to enter multiple journals. So you have 3 tabs available over here. So if you want to enter multiple journals within the same spreadsheet, if you want to enter bulk journals, you can do that from here. This is a very good feature that Fusion provides the people. So you can download this ADFDI and you can upload the data from here. Apart from this, if you want to upload, let's say, your supplier master data, customer master data, or open invoices, all those things, if you want to upload, then we can use FBDI templates, file-based data import. So we can, there's a website wherein all the Oracle Fusion material is available, that is called as fusionappsoer.oracle.com. So I've just logged into that particular website, and we have different work areas that we had discussed, the different pillars like HRMS, HCM, financials, procurement, project portfolio management. So for all of these modules, you have a lot of books, content available over here. So you have these file-based data import templates available. You have a lot of reports. If you want to know about the security of Fusion applications, you can go for and search for all these options. For like for each release, you can get the documentation. So if you want to know the technical documents like table and views, if you want to know the web services, all these things are available. So let me go to financials and download a FBDI template so that we can see how does it looks like. We are not going to upload the data right now, but we'll be seeing how does the template looks like. And it is very easy to upload all these things. You do not need technical knowledge. Even functional people can upload these documents or upload these spreadsheets, whatever data you enter over here. Like if you want to do auto invoice import, billing data within financials, we have these some 20-25 templates that are available. Like if you want to do journal import, customer import, or payable standard invoice import, all this data can be imported. So let me download a customer import template. And then over here we can see, this is what I have done is I've downloaded a customer import template, FBDI template. This has certain sample data, so you can remove this sample data. This just displays how you have to fill the fields. So you can remove this sample data and fill and upload this. So you have different tabs over here. You have to fill all these tabs. And in the first page, you get instructions to how to upload this data into Fusion applications. You get all the table information, you get all the how you have to upload this file. So you can see how to generate the CSV for this. In order to upload this particular data, you have to generate CSV for it, and then you have to upload it. So you can fill in these templates over here, like the batch identifier, what is the party information, and then you have these options over here, this red mark, you can see what does this field belong to. You have a mark over here, so you can see what you have to fill in this fields. Each of these tabs, so this template has some 15 to 16 tabs, this template. So you can fill all these things. You can enter the customer account site, party sites, whatever data is there, and then you can generate the CSV and simply upload the file. So once you upload, and then you have to run two processes, like it will be uploaded in your interface tables, and then these are some of the technical terms, and then when you import, it will come to your base tables after doing certain validations. So you do not need any technical people to do all those things in Fusion. It can be downloaded, these templates can be downloaded from Fusion website and uploaded, but you have to download the templates correctly for each of the releases, because these templates might change for some releases. So you have different options. So similar to that, you will be having options in procurement as well. So we can see what are FBDI templates that are available for procurement. So like for your blanket purchase agreements, contract purchase agreements, requisitions, supplier addresses, supplier contact, supplier size. So all these templates are available in your procurement. Apart from these, there are no additional templates available. So only these things are available, and within these things you can import the data. Then we also have a spreadsheet integration, that is rapid implementation. Yes, Milind is asking for the website name. Yes, I'll definitely ping that in the chat box. And Srinivas is asking how about setup data, not the master data. So now we are going to see the setup data, how you can upload the setup data also. So let me go to the system. So you have something called as rapid implementation in the system. So you can even upload the setup data within spreadsheets, and it can be very quickly uploaded. So the project completion time for Fusion is very less, so because you can do this implementation very quickly using these templates. So I am opening any project. So this is my task list, and you can create this task list. The agenda is not to create task lists and all over here. So I have already created this earlier. So let me open one rapid implementation spreadsheet. Like if you want to upload, and you can do this for a lot of things. Let me show you that as well. I will just search for rapid over here, and you have these rapid implementation templates for everything, for accounting entry configuration, for basic catalogs for your procurement, for common financial configuration, common procurement configuration, and then enterprise structure. If you want to upload the enterprise structure, let's say your chart of accounts, legal entities, business units, everything you can upload from these spreadsheets. You do not have to create them manually. Even your ledgers, your chart of account hierarchies, you can do expense configuration. Everything can be done from these rapid implementations like fixed assets, Fusion Accounting Hub, all these things. So these templates are available. Let me click on chart of accounts, ledger, legal entity over here, and this will download a spreadsheet for me. I'll open this particular spreadsheet, and then similar to that, we have instructions in the front page. So you can see how can be uploaded, what tables will be used, what programs you need to run. Everything is available within this first spreadsheet. So you can go through this and you can read that. And first tab over here, we have, like, we can enter the chart of account name, calendar, ledger. All the information you can enter over here. You can enter the business units, you can enter the company's legal entities information, you can create your hierarchies over here, you can enter the natural account. Now you must be wondering how to enter every chart of account. Like once you create a segment over here, system automatically generates a sheet for you. So once you enter a segment, let's say it is a 5 segment, you create 5 segments over here, you click on add segment sheet. So system automatically creates a new sheet for you, and over there you can upload the chart of account values over there. So you can create all those things. You can give segment labels over here, whether it is primary balancing segment. So these are some of the technical things. Like if you have already worked in general ledger module, you must be aware of all these things if you have worked in EBS and all. But if you haven't, these things or these terms you won't be able to understand. So you can use segment labels, like if it is a cost center, natural account, all these things. Let me show you a sample data. We also have a sample data available within this template. So like this, you can fill in your template. Like this is for infusion ledger, the period frequency is monthly, once at year end. And then you can fill in your chart of account segments, primary balancing segment, or you can give the segment labels, short prompt, display width, business unit names, companies and legal entities. So you can also build in the hierarchies from here. Let's say this is the grandparent, these are children for these, and these are the grandchildren, all these things, these are the child values, these are all the parent values. So you can build in multiple levels of hierarchy over here. You can build up to 9 level of hierarchies. So you can build the hierarchies for all these parent-child relationship between the between these values. You can give the company description, name, identifier. All the star fields are mandatory, so you can give the star fields. And then you have natural accounts, so you can fill in the natural account segments, line of business, whatever the chart of account segments you have created, all those will be created as separate sheets. So LOB, account, cost center, product, intercompany. So these will be available over here. And then you can also upload the financial sequence, how you want your financial sequence to happen. So you can see for payables invoices, it has to be monthly, initial value, all those things you can specify over here. And then you can simply go to the system, and then you can click on upload chart of account and upload ledger and legal entities. But before that, before uploading it, you need to perform the validations, like every field you have entered properly or not, because if it is not validated, you cannot enter it. So once you validate this, then, and if everything is cleared out, you do not have any validation errors, then you have to generate the chart of account file and then generate the ledger, legal entity and business unit file. So 2 files will be generated. So and everything is available within this sheet itself. You do not need to do any technical work, any coding, nothing you have to do. So you have to validate. If any of the fields fails validation, a separate new sheet will be created which will guide you that these fields are not proper, and you can double click on those fields and it will take you to multiple sheets. So it is a hyperlink, it can take you to different places. So those errors will be generated by the system itself, and then you can generate your chart of account file, general ledger, LE and BU file, and then you can simply upload that file in the application, like upload chart of accounts, upload legal entities and business units, and your setups will be done. And you can do this for all the different places, like for your fixed assets, for receivables, payables, procurement, requisitioning, for everything you can do this rapid implementation. So this is how you upload your setup data. So there is extensive spreadsheet integration. You have ADFDIs, you have file-based data import, you have this spreadsheet, you can upload some setup data, all those things we can do. And then we have simultaneous accounting for multiple reporting requirements. So if you have multiple reporting requirements, you can follow different accounting conventions like US GAAP, UK GAAP, and all those things. And you can define your own accounting rules using subledger accounting and do the simultaneous accounting. You have self-service reporting. So within Fusion, you have different reporting tools available. As I told, you have SmartView. So SmartView is also a Excel-based tool, which I'll be able to show you now. So within that Excel tool, you can do slicing and dicing of data. And it is a live tool. Like you can, once you create that SmartView, you can save it for future use. It's nothing but just a Excel spreadsheet. You can create your own formulas. Like you use your Excel spreadsheet, you can create formulas, and from where that data comes in that spreadsheet is from your Essbase cube or Essbase database. So you can get the data from there. You can do the self-service reporting. You can use financial reporting studio, like you use FSG, financial statement generator, in your EBS. If you are from EBS background, other people can ignore this. So you can generate your financial reports from here, like using financial reporting studio. And you have something called as OTBI reports, Oracle Transactional Business Intelligence. So business intelligence is embedded within the Fusion applications. So you have OTBI reports and BI publisher reports. So OTBI reports, and any end user can do those reporting. You do not need any technical knowledge to build those reports. So any functional person, any end user also who is just using the system, they can build those reports. So let me show you one quick example for that. So I have already opened this over here. This can be accessed within the application. From the navigator, you can search for reports and analytics, and you can navigate to this particular page. So we are not seeing the navigations and all right now. So you can create a new analysis. So you can click on create analysis. And then it will open the list of subject areas where you want to actually build the reports for CRM, for cash management, compensation, for general ledger, for fixed assets, for general ledger, or any other work area where you want to build the reports for. So you can build all these reports for procurement, all these things. And then I have selected this general ledger work area for transactional balances real time. All those fields like your header information, your lines information, and your distribution information like your account codes, everything will be available. All the fields will be available over here. And then you can just drag and drop, like you can select this field, like you want account description. You can select that, bring it over here. So this will be brought in the report. And then if you don't want certain fields over here, you can just bring it back. So you can bring whatever fields that you want over here, and this can be done by end users because it doesn't require any technical knowledge over here. You just have to be like once or twice, if you do the hands-on, you will be like, you'll get the hang of the tool, and then you can do it. So you can see the balances, whether what balances you want, accounted debit, credit, or entered balance, ending period balance, period net activity, what balances you want, what balance type are there, like if it is a budget balance, actual balance, or you can see what is the translated balance, what is the balancing segment, cost center, for which if you want to display the ledger name, you want to display the accounting calendar in this particular report, whatever fields that you want to display in this report, you can select over here. And then you simply have to click on next, and you have to do certain things over here, like you have to give a name over here, and then you can give whether it is in which format you want to represent, what format, how your table should be represented, in a pivot table, summary table, or what is your layout going to be, how is your graph going to be listed. If you want a graph over here, what is the layout? So table above the graph, so table should be listed first, and then graph should come over here in the bottom. So whatever fields you select, all that data will be coming over here. So you can click on next, and you can select the table layout. You can, if you want to edit the graph, if you want to vary the colors, group by how you want to group the graph, and etc., you can do that formatting and stuff. So we are not entering into formatting and all. So you can do certain sorting. If you want to sort some data, you want to filter some data, so you can filter that data over here, and all those things can be done. And then finally, you will be getting the option to save this particular report. Now this is also important. You have two options over here. You have my folder and you have shared folder. So in shared folder, you can save the reports that will be available for all the users in the system. If you want your reports to be available for all the users, then it will be available. If you only want the report to be available for your user from which I have logged into, you have to save your report in the my folder. So you can create a custom folder over here. Do not use the standard folders, because once you upgrade the application or upgrade the instance, your reports might get wiped off. So Oracle always recommends to create a custom folder and then save your reports over there. So you can do all those things and you can simply submit it. So right now I'm not doing all those things. You can save it and submit it. Then we'll see few key benefits of Fusion applications. Like you have gain real-time access to live financial data, comply with global accounting standards, multiple legislations, industry, and proactively you can resolve issues to expedite automated processing. Like using that invoice imaging, we can expedite invoice processing, improve decision making to increase accuracy. So during transactional entry, you get a lot of embedded things, reduce transactional processing cost, data entry errors using that ADFDI Excel templates. If you want to upload the data, hardware, software, and processing engineering work together efficiently. So Oracle, if you go for SaaS offering, Oracle has bought these Exadata and Exa servers something. So those are very high-end servers which small companies cannot afford. So you have those hardwares with Oracle and you will get best-in-class hardwares with Oracle. So your performance is not tampered. So you can get all those things with very minimal cost if you go for SaaS offering. So these are some of the benefits like for financials, and then we have some Fusion procurement key features. Like we have interactive help and training. Now what is this interactive help and training? Let me show you a demo for this instead of speaking about it. So here we can see a question mark, and this is show help. So we can enable this help over here. Let's say, for example, if you are entering any data, any supplier, any customer, any setup that you are doing, which you don't know why you have to do this setup or what you have to fill in this particular field, then Oracle has given this context sensitive help. You can enable this help and then you can just click on this option over here and you can get the information for this particular task. You can see manage geographies entitled such as country, state, province, and city, manage geography, hierarchy, structure, and validation. If you want more help, you can click over here and you can go to more help options. Sometimes you might get videos and other documents for this, and this help is accessible within the application itself. So you can go to this help and read documents about it, define receipt accounting, define cost management. All those things can be read within the application itself, like for your financials, for HCM, if you want to search for something. So you have this context sensitive help, and then best in class catalog management. So you have something called as self-service procurement. In self-service procurement, we have catalogs. So over there we can like create catalogs wherein users can create requisitions for themselves. So it is a best in class. Like we have all visited Amazon, Flipkart, eBay, different e-commerce websites. So it gives you the same user experience that you get in those websites. So let me give you a demo for that, then probably you can understand. And then we also have something called as punch out catalogs. It's just a name. We can just leave that name. You have different types of catalogs. One type of catalog is punch out catalog. And if you implement those type of catalogs, you can even navigate to the supplier website. You can go to the supplier website. You can bring in the items from there. If you do not want to maintain your inventory, or you do not want certain items to be maintained in Fusion applications, you can bring in the items from supplier website to Fusion applications and create a requisition. So that is a very good thing that Oracle has done. So these are all the browsing catalogs that are available. You have office supplies, office technology, process. So let me click on any of the catalogs over here. You have different options. You can add all items to your requisitions. You can add to compare. You can compare the items. Let me compare two items. Like you can compare the items in any other e-commerce websites. Let's say this particular mouse or computer supply is good, or this particular product is good. So you can see over here, I have added two products to compare, and then you can click on compare option. And then over here we can see these two options, which product, what is the supplier, what is the supplier item, who is the manufacturer, and we can actually compare these two items. And accordingly we can select which one we want to buy. and then we can see what is the lead time or what is the average requisition to fulfillment time. There are embedded analytics which will guide user decisions. So if users say, let's say connecting orbit optical track, the second one took longer time to fulfill the order, first one took less time, and if it is an urgent order, then you can go for first one. So you can see how much time did it took for requisition approval, how much time it took for requisition to PO processing, and average PO fulfillment time. So second one took more PO fulfillment time, so you can go for first product depending on your needs. Then let me navigate to the supplier website once. So I'm clicking on this go to supplier website. There are some setup and configurations required for this. So when I click on this supplier website, it actually takes you to the supplier website. Now you see your URL itself is changed. It has navigated me to some supplier website. So this has been implemented in this particular instance. So now from this instance or in this website, we can actually browse the products and we can add them to the cart. So you can click on add cart. You need certain mapping sets and a lot of configuration that is required for this. So you can do the configuration and then click on checkout like we do in any other e-commerce websites, and we can transfer the products to our shopping cart. So you can see over here your requisition 203785 has been created. So the product has been added, and if you want to add more products to this requisition, you can add and then edit and submit. So we can see this information over here and we can actually process the requisitions. So I'm not going to complete all this information. Then we have requester analytics, supports notes and attachments. So Fusion supports notes and attachments. We have negotiation planning, sourcing calendars. So for negotiations, we have all these things. We have buyer work area, collaboration with key stakeholders. So using that social, we can collaborate with key stakeholders. We have center-driven procurement, multi-currency, multi-language support. It supports global agreements. So streamlined order processing and change management. All those things can be done. So like, for example, change management, if I talk about, if you create a purchase order and you make certain changes to that particular purchase order, then a new change order is created, a new order with a new order number is created. It is called as a change order to track the changes for it. So all these things are available. You can see the requisition life cycle or a purchase order life cycle. There are life cycle options available. Like if you create a requisition, then purchase order is created against it. You do the receiving, you create invoices, and you make the payments. All those things can be seen against that requisition, whether invoices have been created against it, whether purchase order has been created against it or not. All those things can be seen in the life cycle. So these are some of the features for Fusion procurement. Then I'll quickly go through the Fusion terminologies and then we'll wrap up this particular session. So these are some of the terms that are available in Fusion, like functional setup manager. So you can see the functional setup manager. We went to the rapid implementation. That place was called as functional setup manager. Like in any other ERP or EBS specifically, we had to navigate to different responsibilities to do the setup. But in Fusion, you do not have to do that anymore. You can do financials, procurement, payables, receivables, all the modules you can implement in one single place, in one single repository. You can create your task list, and that is called as functional setup manager. It helps you manage the functional setups. So you can manage your functional setups in one single place. You can assign tasks to different users and you can track the progress. You can give end date, like this particular setup has to be completed by this particular user by this particular end date. So you can do all those things. Then we have some middleware tools like OIM and APM. So we have Oracle Identity Manager and Authorization Policy Manager. So these are the two things that controls security in Fusion applications. Oracle Identity Management actually is a separate database. Like in EBS, all your user information that is there, that is stored in the transactional database itself. If I want to talk about the technical terms or technical tables, if you people have worked, like your FND users, FND responsibilities, all those things have to be created. So, and everything is stored in your transactional database, but in Fusion it is stored in a separate database. OIM is a separate database, APM is a separate database. So in authorization policy manager, or you also call it as entitlement server, wherein your roles are generated. So as I told, Fusion completely, the security model is changed. It is complete role based access control as compared to EBS. So you can all the roles are controlled in authorization policy manager, and you assign the roles and create users in Oracle Identity Manager. These are two separate databases. One more thing, this security model, this OIM and APM, is only applicable till release 10 and release 11. Release 10, like if it is a fresh install of release 11, then there is new security model. If it is an upgrade of release 11 from a release 10 version, then this security model applies. But in release 12 that is going to come out next month in April, you have a complete new security model. These two things have been merged into one, that is called as security console. So that security console is a new thing that has been released in release 12. So the security is changing, and these two tools have been merged into one. Then you have business unit over here, like we have operating units in EBS. So similar to that, we have business units in Fusion. So you just, the name has changed and some of the functions have changed. Like you have business functions available for these business units. And like, for example, over here we can create the business unit for separate business function. Like you can do requisitioning, you can do purchase orders, all those things you can do. You can create the business units for different business functions. Then you have a concept of reference data sets. So you can reference set is used to separate your setup data. For example, in EBS, if you have to create the setups, like in receivables, if you have to create transaction type, transaction source setup, if you are from that particular background, you might be understanding, or if you have to create payment terms, all those things have to be done operating unit wise. Or if you want to restrict certain data for some operating units, you can use this reference set and restrict data and make that setup available. For example, if you define a payment term that you want to be available in all the operating units, all the business units, then you can assign this reference set and you can make it available for all the business units. So you do not have to replicate the setups for each of your business unit. And this reference set is available at different, or a lot of setups you can do it. Then you have something called as date effective hierarchies. So date effective hierarchies are like I told about parent-child relationship sometime back in your chart of account values. In Fusion, what is the best part is you can have multiple hierarchies defined for the same chart of account segments. For same entity segment or for same legal entity segment, for same natural account segment, you can have two hierarchies defined. And these are date effective hierarchies. Let's say for 2016 you have one hierarchy, and for 2017 you have another hierarchy. And then when you do the reporting, if you run the report for 2016, you get the reports at old hierarchy values, and when you run the reports for 2017, you get the reports for the new hierarchies that you have created. So you can create these hierarchies and give the effective dates to hierarchies, and you can maintain both the hierarchies. And then you have chart of account structures, instance. So I'll not be going into this. And we have discussed about role-based access control. So everything in Fusion, everything is controlled by roles. So you have different types of roles and job roles, data roles. We'll not be discussing all those things. Basically, everything and security is controlled by roles in Fusion applications. And then we have Essbase Cube. So we already discussed about Essbase Cube. This is a Hyperion product. So once you do the posting, or once you do the transaction entry in your GL, or once you post your journals, everything gets posted to your Essbase Cube also. So there are two databases, and this happens simultaneously. Once you run your posting program, once you post the data, when you account it, it gets posted to your Essbase Cube as well. So if it doesn't get posted to your transactional database, it will not get posted to Essbase Cube also. If it gets posted to your transactional database, it will get posted to Essbase Cube. So both the databases are in sync. If it doesn't get posted to one of them, if because of any error, it will not get posted to both the places. So both the places will be in sync all the time. So we have discussed all of it. You people can ask questions now if you have any. Srinivas has asked for, can you show us the transaction entry page, like create an invoice? Yes, definitely I can show you that. Srinivas, 1 second. If you have to enter an invoice, let me navigate to payables work area. If you guys have any questions, you can post it in the chat box. So I'm navigating to the invoice screen over here, create invoice. So this is your invoice screen. And you can enter your supplier data or all the information over here. So you have different transactional screens available. Santosh is asking a question like the file-based loader and HDL loader options in Fusion HCM, which are used for high volume data import during data migration. Do we have similar load mechanism for Financials Cloud, or does FVDI handles high volume? FVDI can handle high volume. You can upload the data through FVDI. If it is very huge volume, you can use certain web services that are available. You have cloud adapters and all, so you can use web services to integrate data, or you can use FVDIs also. So web services, basically it is just automating the process, but FVDI can handle that. So Sashidhar is asking if a business has a lot of customizations of we can migrate from current release 12 to Fusion. Sashidhar, to answer your question, it is difficult to migrate, but you can definitely migrate. You can go for PaaS or IaaS offering, and you can do the customization in Fusion. You also have something called as Fusion Accounting Hub Reporting Cloud. So you can go for reporting in Fusion if you want to. If you have very huge customizations and people have implemented huge cost in those customization that you do not want to just wipe it off in one go, you can actually build a coexistence between your release 12 and Fusion. So you will get the benefit of reporting in Fusion using that coexistence, and data from your EBS can flow into Fusion using that coexistence. So you can do that, go for FAH RC, Fusion Accounting Hub Reporting Cloud, if you have to. Mrushad is asking, how do we extract data from systems if no customizations is there in cloud? So how do you extract the data? Good question, Mrushad. You do not get a option to get the database access. So you do not have the database access. If you have to do outbound, how you will do it? You will do it through BI Publisher. So you can write the BI Publisher scripts, and you will not get access to database. It is read-only thing. So over there you can write BI Publisher scripts and you can extract the data. You will be doing through BI reporting. Kumar is asking what is the difference between SaaS and PaaS. So SaaS is basically software as a service, a cloud offering wherein you do not get options for customizations. So, and PaaS offering is where you'll get options for customizations, like you'll get middleware tools like ADF if you want to develop different pages. Like this is an invoice page and you want to develop a custom separate page for invoices. You can do it through ADF, application development framework, and then you can build the customizations. Farooq is asking, implementers can customize the application or it's only Oracle who can customize. So implementers can customize this application. Definitely implementers can customize. It's not only Oracle. So you can go for PaaS offering, or if you go for on-premise, then you will be having the consultants who will be doing the customizations. So you need to know ADF and SOA if you have to do the integrations, PPL, all those things, and then we can do the customizations. So I think we are good to conclude now. We have discussed a lot of things. You can mention your feedbacks in the chat box if you want to. And thank you everyone for attending this webinar. And if anyone wants to attend the training, the full sessions, they can go for the sessions and they can attend the training. So in financials training, everything is covered, like file-based data import. We give examples of that, ADFDIs, and how to upload the data if you get any errors, and different setup options, rapid implementations. So everything, you can go for all those things. Thank you everyone. Have a nice weekend.